Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hoovy 186 back again with another video, and I guess we have to talk about this. Let's talk about the fake console war that apparently is still going on. And Phil Spencer's comments on this a couple days ago. Now, before I start, let me just say this: anybody who says that this is the worst console generation because of the fanboys, you guys need to relax. I don't think it's that serious, to be honest with you. I think anytime when you have um how can I say this? Anytime everyone has to remember, this is the first console generation where social media is now at is past its infancy stage. All right? Like when the Xbox 360, PS3 came out, I mean, the only thing that we had at the time was Facebook and MySpace. Um, I don't know if Twitter was around, but it definitely wasn't what it is now. YouTube, obviously, YouTube was around, but it wasn't. It's not what it is now either. So more people are connected, more people have opinions now. So when you have that, you're going to have you're going to have people who like to spout out opinions that are extreme, and it really isn't any different than what you dealt with in the past. It's just now with the safety net of the internet, people can has seem like they have the right to be more vile, more vicious, lie more, all that stuff behind the protection, supposedly the protection of the internet. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't think that the fanboys are the ones that make this console generation terrible. I mean, it is what it is. Um, like, but instead of, but obviously, it's just the internet. Like, it's just the internet, and all that. That just, you'll get people who normally wouldn't say that stuff to you have an easier time saying that to you over the internet. So, I mean, you'll find stuff like this on stuff regarding Apple versus Samsung when it comes to phones and shit like that. You'll see that anytime you have two really close competitors, people who somehow either do it for fun or really need to validate their purchases, they're going to go back and forth, and it's just how it is. It's just how that's how life goes. I mean, hell, that's how life goes. That's how it is when it comes to your favorite sports teams, and it comes with your favorite products. Everyone's gonna have an opinion, and people are going to go at it, and sometimes it's going to go over the line, especially with the internet. And listen, I don't condone death threats or anything like that. So, and that's something, it's unfortunate that stuff happens, but I'm not surprised by it, and I don't try to make it. I mean, I did what I do. I just called them out on it, and that's it. Make fun of them, and that's it. Now regarding Phil Spencer's comments, I happen to know for a fact that Phil Spencer, I don't know, I'm sure he follows and well, yeah, he follows and talks to a very predominant Xbox fan on Twitter. Now, me and the Xbox fan, he's very well known. I'm not gonna say his name because it's not important. But me and him, we're actually cool. Like we get into our back and forths, but ultimately, I think he's a cool dude. I don't have an issue with him. The thing is that the Xbox guy I'm referring to, he follows a lot of people. Like, obviously, he follows the Xbox fans, and some of them are cool, some of them are not. But he also follows guys like me, other guys who are more towards the PlayStation side. And I know for a fact that Phil Spencer sees all of the rhetoric, all the back and forths, and sees that from time to time it gets very vitriolic. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a word, but whatever. I know for a fact that he sees all of that stuff. I know he gets a lot of shit on Twitter. He gets some shit on Twitter from the PlayStation guys, for comments he makes and stuff like that. It is what it is. And for me personally, I don't think he did say that he wanted to focus on on trying to curb, the kind of stop that type of awful rhetoric. But to me, I think is just something that I don't think he should concentrate on, because for one, like there's nothing he can do that's going to stop people from saying shit about him. Like there's nothing he can do. Like I remember one time when he congratulated From Software and Sony on Bloodborne selling 1 million copies, million units, and one of the first comments that he got was from an Xbox fanboy saying, "Oh, they only sold that much because you guys didn't have nothing for that half of the year," and criticized Phil Spencer for congratulating, quote, the enemy. And this is what he's going to deal with. Like I know he gets tagged in a bunch of stupid shit when it comes to PlayStation guys, and I know he sees it, but ultimately I don't think it's something that he should concentrate on. I think he should just keep doing what he's doing. Bringing, kind of, elevating the Xbox brand and he's done a good job. So, and he should just continue to do that. Now, when it comes to the little back and forth between the fanboys, here's the thing that a lot of people have to realize. Look at Anita Sarkeesian, for example. Now, for those of you who don't know who she is, she's a former spokeswoman for a pyramid scheme who decided to get into video games. She's a feminist. She's a feminist, I guess, a female activist who kind of rails against gamers and games for not really trying to how do I say who tries to represent more women, have more women represented the right way in video games. Now, listen, her act is noble. Like obviously she wants to have a better representation of women in video games. Like that's all that stuff is very 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 noble. The problem with her, and I see this in the community also, and I have to be honest with you, it happens on the predominant Xbox fanboy side. You have who they are: Mooch, Crap Gamer, Zaire to an extent. Those guys. When the no liking the Xbox One is not an issue. You know what I mean? We all have our own opinions, but I don't care if you like the Xbox One. Like, hey, good for you. I'm glad you do. I know a lot of people who like the Xbox One. The problem, and the same thing with Anita when it comes to, the problem isn't what you're fighting for. The problem is how you do it. When you have to come up with lies, when you misrepresent games, when you say you play games that you don't play, that's an issue, and that's going to cause a lot of vitriol because not just because of what you believe, because I don't believe half these people believe the shit that they're saying. The thing is that you have a lot of these minions, these little keyboard warriors on the bottom who believe that garbage, and then they go on Twitter when they see they see one guy saying this and making fun of this, and they go in and they spot that nonsense to them. Then they go back and forth, and you don't know the mental state of this guy or versus that guy, and like it just turns into just a cesspool of garbage. And like, and to say that Phil Spencer is not talking about those guys is not true, because he sees it. He sees it, and I know he's not targeting only a certain group of fanboys, but he's targeting everyone. But he sees that that side of it where you have guys who do nothing but talk bad about PlayStation, and don't, and really barely talk about Xbox, or when they talk about Xbox, they're always comparing it to something PlayStation. Like it's something that I know for a fact he notices and sees it, and like it's something that he don't like, and that's just how it is. It's just how it is. Now, obviously, I've seen one of our Anchorman's videos, and he highlighted the death threat from a PlayStation fanboy, and I don't condone that at all. That's disgusting. You know what I mean? I've seen death threats by Xbox fanboys towards people, and that's not cool either. That all that death threat bullshit, that's terrible. That's awful. But it's not surprising to me because that's just, I guarantee you that if those people who say that are face to face with the person they're aiming that at, they're not gonna say anything. They're not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? So I personally don't take it seriously. Even though it is terrible, and I think people who do that should get shamed and will get shamed by people like me and other people who are more sensible about this type of stuff. So, I'm sorry for rambling a little bit. That's really it for me. This is Movie 186. I'm out. Peace out.